For decades, Iran and Israel fought through proxies and shadows. But after October 7, 2023, the rules changed. The conflict moved into the open. Part 4. The conflict expands. From Hezbollah's northern front to Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, from direct Iranian strikes to US involvement, the region ignites. October 8, 2023. One day after the cross-border raid from Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon launched rockets toward Israeli positions. The northern front had opened. Iran's network of regional partners began mobilizing. In Iraq, Shia militias resumed attacks on US personnel. In Yemen, the Houthis prepared to enter the conflict. Tens of thousands of Israeli civilians evacuated from communities near the Lebanon border. Hezbollah's rocket fire made daily life impossible. In November, the Houthis began targeting commercial vessels in the Red Sea, claiming solidarity with Palestinians. Global shipping lanes faced disruption. Iranian-aligned groups in Iraq launched drones and rockets at US military facilities in Iraq and Syria. The Pentagon responded with strikes. Israel began targeted operations against Hezbollah commanders in Lebanon. Senior figures were killed in precision strikes. The tit-for-tat exchanges intensified. Hezbollah expanded its rocket campaigns, reaching deeper into Israeli territory. Air defense systems intercepted many, but some caused damage and loss of life. April 1, 2024. An Israeli strike on an Iranian diplomatic building in Damascus killed senior IRGC commanders. Iran vowed to respond. September 2024. Thousands of communication devices used by Hezbollah members exploded across Lebanon. The sophisticated operation crippled the group's command structure. September 27, 2024, Hezbollah's longtime leader, Hassan Nasrallah, was killed in an Israeli strike in Beirut. The group suffered its most significant loss in decades. April 14, 2024. Iran launched more than 300 drones and missiles directly at Israel. It was the first time Iran had attacked Israeli territory from its own soil. With help from the US, UK, France, and regional partners, most of the projectiles were intercepted. Damage was limited. Days later, Israel conducted a limited response. October 1, 2024, Iran launched another direct strike on Israel involving approximately 180 missiles. This time, some hit military targets. October 26, 2024. Israel responded with strikes on military targets in Iran. Missile production facilities and air defense systems were targeted. For the first time, Iran and Israel had exchanged direct strikes on each other's territory. The decades-old shadow war was now an open confrontation. Throughout 2024, US Navy vessels in the Red Sea intercepted Houthi missiles and drones. In January, US and UK forces began strikes on Houthi positions in Yemen. Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria continued attacks on US personnel. The Pentagon responded with multiple rounds of strikes. January 28, 2024. A drone attack on a US outpost in Jordan, Tower 22, killed 3 American service members and wounded dozens. The Islamic resistance in Iraq claimed responsibility. The US responded with strikes against Iranian-aligned groups in Iraq and Syria, targeting facilities linked to the attacks. The cycle of action and response continued. November 2024. Donald Trump was re-elected as US president. His administration signaled a return to maximum pressure on Iran. Houthi attacks on Red Sea shipping intensified. Major shipping companies rerouted vessels around Africa, disrupting global trade. The US led a multinational naval coalition. March 2025. The US launched a sustained campaign of strikes against Houthi military capabilities in Yemen. The goal was to degrade their ability to target shipping. As US strikes continued, Iran issued warnings. They viewed the campaign against their Houthi partners as a direct threat. Tensions with the US escalated. In April 2025, President Trump gave Iran a 60-day ultimatum to reach a new nuclear agreement. If not, he warned of consequences. The clock was ticking. A US Houthi ceasefire agreement reached in May quickly unraveled. Israel and the Houthis continued attacks on each other. The region remained volatile. By June, no nuclear agreement had been reached. Iran continued enriching uranium to near weapons-grade levels. The window for diplomacy was closing. June 13, 2025, Israeli missiles targeted Iranian nuclear facilities. The Netanyahu government claimed Iran was close to weaponizing its program. This action was taken without US approval. Iran responded with missile strikes on Israeli territory. Some missiles evaded defenses and hit targets, causing casualties. The situation spiraled. June 22, 2025. US B-2 bombers struck Iranian nuclear facilities at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. President Trump claimed they were obliterated. The shadow war was over. Iran launched missiles at the Al Udeid air base in Qatar, the largest US base in the Middle East. Qatari forces, alerted in advance, intercepted the barrage. The first direct Iran-US exchange had occurred 20 months. From Hezbollah's rockets in October 2023 to US B-2 bombers striking Iran in June 2025, the conflict had transformed completely. Part 5. Recent developments. The 12-day war between Iran and Israel, ceasefires that held and collapsed, and the events that led to the current situation. You might be wondering, where does all this information come from? How do we know what really happened? This video is based entirely on information we collected from various sources. Nothing has been added from our own opinions or beliefs. Our information comes from news agencies, academic journals, historical records, and official documents. Every statement can be traced back to these sources. We have not added anything from ourselves. No opinions, no beliefs, no personal interpretations, only what the sources report. There is no intention or effort to expand false information. Our goal is simply to present what has been documented by others. All sources are listed in the description below. You can verify everything yourself. We present the information, you decide what to believe. That is how documentaries should work. We examine multiple perspectives, Iranian, Israeli, American, and international sources, to present as complete a picture as possible. History is rarely simple. Your role is to think, question, and decide for yourself. Remember, this story has 5 parts. We've covered part 4 today. The final chapter is next. Subscribe Echoes Off Time so you don't miss part 5. The final chapter reveals what happened next and where the region stands today. Subscribe and hit the bell, and comment below. After 4 parts, what do you think? Who do you believe? What questions do you still have?